Hey y'all, I'm standing back here at the back of my fence line. You can't see it, but it's right here. And let's see, where do I start? I got this bed made here. I've been up here working on making beds for spring. I'm going to walk this field as I talk. So I can kind of explain what's going on, because I'm trying to get a view of my field, and I'm sorry that sun is so high in the sky. This is the first sunny, non-rainy, snowy day we've had in a while. I'm trying to point it a little down so it's not so bad. Anyways, I've been trying to get flower beds in for next summer, spring, whatever, and I wasn't able to get wood chips, and sawdust moved quickly enough, so I decided to take some old canopy tops and such and just kind of tarp off the field and leave it till spring. Then I was going to pull it up, plant into it, and mulch it. Let's see. I've got this little line here. Okay. I've been working really hard on getting these beds in, you know, and it's just me. My husband works all the time. He does help when he can, but mostly it's just me. So I've been working hard to get all these beds in, and I have to tear them up. That's the main gist of it. We're having someone come in, and we have this, I don't know if you can see it, I'm trying to show it, it's dry right now. We have this spring in the back of our house, and it comes out the hillside, plus all the water on the hillside takes this path, and it goes down that way. And it has a couple spots in the back of our house where it just collects. So we're having someone come, and they're going to redirect the water flow right beside this pink tarp down to the gully there. Let's see, I don't know if you can see it because of that sunshine, but down to the gully, and then it'll go into our runoff pond beside our house. Okay, that's just one of the things we're having done. Okay, like I said, we built these beds, and now I have to come out here today and take all this stuff up because they're going to be up here with machinery. And so this is just some of the stuff that I think that cardboard area there can be left, and maybe that place where there's black trash bags. And this area can probably be put back in. We're just going to move the boards in the meantime. Okay, another tarp on my hillside. So we got this, I'm just walking, I want to get a good shot of my field because this is actually a before shot. We've been, we were given a greenhouse, high tunnel, whatever you want to call it, in the summer, and we've been thinking of different ways to put it up. This is just kind of the before of the field. So I know that sun's bright, and I'm walking up a hillside right now, so if it's shaky. Now I got these all tarped off. They're thinking that this bed right here can stay, so I'm probably not even going to bother with it. Okay, we were going to, now that I'm up here and I can show you, that little area is going to be moved, and we're cutting this tree out. We'd always planned on cutting this tree out. It's just going to be sooner than what we had planned for. So because we're on a slope, we were thinking the best way to put our greenhouse would be up and down, let's see, like this way, from the wood line to the driveway following the slope. Then when we got out here measuring, we realized we would have to cut back into our wood line too much. If you put it this way, it requires a lot of digging, a lot of math to get it to where it's usable on a slope. So what this means is that we're also having him level out our place for our greenhouse. And that's how the digging out the little dry creek bed came about. because we're going to have him up here anyway. So this area, you can kind of see some of the stakes. There's one of them. There's another one. There's a couple more up there through all this brush. Anyways, I know, I'm sorry if that turned too quickly. I've got briars attached. Where I was cutting briars out of there earlier in the summer. They're attached to my pants. Sorry, I'm doing a briar dance trying to get unattached. So basically, I don't know how much, we're not sure how much of the field they're going to plow. We know they're going to at least do what we need for the greenhouse. So we know that much, and if I could, I would walk straight, but this big, it's blueberries and black raspberry, this thicket's in the way, so I'm going to walk around it. I'm thinking that that's all going to be taken out. Like I said, I don't know really how much of the field they're going to do. They said they're putting in a full day's work, and it would be at least what we need for our greenhouse and our little well. So basically, this is a before of our field. I honestly don't know what it's going to look like after. Yeah, I'm thinking that that whole thicket will be cut out. There's a pole, so I'll at least go this far. I'm hoping they just get the rest of it for us. I don't see the end pole, but this might be the end pole. But I know everything is so overexposed because of that sun, and I apologize. But I'm going to walk from the gully to the other gully, and I have to go around because this is so grown up. So I know, I'm so sorry that's overexposed. At least it looks like it in my viewfinder. It might not be when I get it on the camera. But see, there's part of the field, and we're actually going to be using this old trampoline frame to build. So yeah, it looks like it's going to end about where that one pole is that I showed you. So, excuse me. And then I'm just going to kind of walk all the way to the end here. Now I'm going to try to walk this same path, but if things are removed, the path might look different. So I'm going to try to walk this again once it's all plowed out. Right now it just looks like a field of weeds. We've got all these blueberry bushes here. Let me show you. I think we're going to have to dig all these up and move them temporarily, and then quickly put them back in. He's coming tomorrow to do this, so I'm not really sure how much of the field is going to be cut. I'm not sure what it's going to look like, so this is just a quick before filming, and hopefully I can get you a decent update in here, show you an after. I don't know if I'll take you along on the digging up of the blueberries because we are on a slope. It's so hard to set up a tripod. Like, I've tried to film so many times up here, and even with something to level it, the wind will knock it over. So I can't really get any good action shots when I'm working up here, but I'll at least try to get some befores and after whenever we're not actively working, or maybe I can get some shots of the hubby doing some things to put in some action shots, but that just might not be a possibility depending on how we work and when we work. Alright, I'm going to sign off this little clip for now, and I'll put the next part in. Hey y'all, it's Valerie here, and I'm sitting out here in my field. Sorry if I'm a little overexposed, it's bright out here. And I'm kind of just wanting to talk to you all about the work I've been putting in this fall. Sorry I keep looking away, it's very bright, and no matter which way I turn, it seems to be bright. Guess this is it. I've been working really hard to get my beds created this fall, and I've been moving straw and sawdust and lugging it by the 5-gallon bucket full at a time up here on this hillside. And I've been doing everything to prepare to get ready for fall and spring planting. And as you know, we've been wanting to put up a greenhouse. Well, someone gave us a greenhouse, a high tunnel kit for free, and we were going to put it, we were on a slope and we were going to put it on the slope, and realized when we got to measuring it that there was not enough space where we were going to put it without taking out some major trees. So then we were given the opportunity to have our field leveled and plowed, and whenever that came about, sorry, I'm still trying to get this sun out of my eyes. Whenever that came about, we were both like, it's like, oh man, I did all this work for nothing. You know, I just felt kind of defeated, like I did all this work for nothing. But then, as I was sitting there thinking about it, I was like, no, you know what? I didn't do all that work for nothing. That was me proving to the universe, or whatever power that you believe in, that, okay, I'm willing to do the work and I'm ready. So the universe was suddenly like, here, level up. Now you've got all this land that's dug up. So I'm going to give you a tour of our field now. We had to dig up a bunch of blackberries, or not blackberries, blueberry bushes, and a rose bush out of the way. And we've already gotten those reburied because we wanted to do it before it snowed. And, you know, we had a few nice days where it was in the 50s and 60s. So we got those back in the ground. But other than that, it's kind of raw still. We knew we had springs in our hillside, and we've rerouted some of it, but it's still going to cut across our land. It's still going to cause a creek, I can tell. And then there's another place in the field where we haven't had issues with drainage or water before, but now we're having some issues. But we'll get that all taken care of before the greenhouse goes up. And if you see me walking kind of funny, it's because parts of this are really muddy because they haven't cut their new creek that I know will be there. Alright, I'm going to turn this camera around and give you a tour of my field. Say hi to the vlog, Onyx. Oh. Okay, I'm starting here at my fence line like I did for the before tour. They kind of messed up my box that I had built here whenever they were plowing, but I can scoot that back into place. I'm not going to worry about it right now. Okay, as I said, there are going to be spots of this that are really wet. And in this area, it was spots that was really wet before. I'm trying to go the least muddy, slippery path. I don't know what the best way to show this is going to be. I don't know if I'll do a split screen and maybe show me walking this field with the before. Yeah, see, this is, I'll show you. This right here, we had a creek that cut through there before. I'm going to try to get up this way. He dug a new drainage ditch so that way a lot of this water would go towards our runoff pond instead of the back of our house. And while it does help, we still do have an underground spring that's running behind our house that we have to take care of. Okay, this is really muddy because it's raw land and it just got through raining for a day and a half, 2 days. So I'm going very slowly because these really wet parts. Okay, it's a little more stable here. But as before, like, this was nowhere near like this. We've got this nice slope that I'm going to be able to plant. This right here is where my currant tomatoes are going, I think. Let's see, he's got it going to where and we'll dig this out and we'll put some stone in. But see, it's kind of going, this right here is a runoff pond. There's not always water in it, but when it rains or when the snow melts, that is where it goes to. And before, it was not draining correctly because the hose that came out of the hillside was stopped up, and just over time the land settling. So now it's going more towards where we want it to go. We'll just have to dig it out. You can see it's starting its own little creek, but it should go that under that mulberry bush leads right into a runoff pond, so it's going the right direction. I don't know, I'm trying to get to where it's not so sloppy, and it's very sloppy because it's dry land. It's dry clay. It's not dry. It's freshly plowed land that is been rained on for days. That's clay, mostly clay. Anyways, I'm trying to get up here. Like, I had laid out some beds here. I'd put my little, what was going to be a lily bed there. I had my crocosmia bed there under that pine tree, and we did dig up what we could. Okay. See, this used to be a big pile of junk. Let me turn around and give you a view from this side. It's way more level than it used to be. Okay. We've got water here. This was not an issue before. So what we're going to have to do is basically reroute all the water, because this is the area that was flattened off for our, what's it called? High tunnel, hoop house, greenhouse, whatever. We have this big slope cleared. That'll be good planting area. Like I said, this water, we do need to reroute it. It was not an issue before. This right here is the other side of our runoff pond, so we'll probably route it down there too. It's got a little bit of water because, like I said, it's been raining. We're supposed to get a snowstorm tonight. That's why I wanted to come film this now, because I ain't coming out in the cold to do it. Okay, let's go around. Oh, I'm trudging. Down here. Oh, okay. This was all brush before. We kind of walked down and around it. So, we had a bunch of blueberries in this field. And we have planted them. You can kind of see on this slope here. That's the way the other blueberries we have are planted, but they're down there on a different slope. Alright, you can kind of see. So this is the flat area. We've already been kind of laying it out. I'll have all that slope to plant. You can't see it, but up between these pine trees I replanted a peach tree that we dug up. I don't know if it'll make it or not. But yeah, this is just kind of some of the stuff that we're dealing with now. I did, just trying to show you, I'm slopping through mud. My shoes are, the mud on my shoes is heavier than my shoes. We are going to try to cover as much of this with sawdust and leaf and all that as we can. I put my crocosmias here, and a little bit of tulips, and some daffodils that got dug up in the excavation. So those all went in the ground there. That slope is going to be a pretty impressive area to plant. We've gained a lot of room there. We've lost a little bit of land in our field due to slopes. But here it is from this direction. I feel like once we reroute the water, we'll be good. Oop, sorry, let's kind of my foot just got stuck in the mud. We'll be able to come out here and reroute the water with it being muddy like this, but that's about all we'll be able to do until spring probably. But in this area, into the gully, we gained some planting space. Oh, I'm walking down slowly. Kind of give you a view. I'm trying to get different angles. And I'm walking very unsteadily and slow, so I apologize for that. Okay. right there where our blueberries started. You can kind of see them here in the background. I did do another little planting of crocosmia because when I dug them up and split them, and I just split the bigger ones and left the babies in chains, we ended up with, what was it, 77 or 78. So I caught them in a couple places. Let's see. I've got my roses. They're still planted along this edge. Let's see, that way. I'm going to end up walking down that way, but I kind of want to show you the blueberries from this angle. It's a little bit easier to walk down here. It's not as wet and sloppy. But you can see them. They're kind of mimicking the ones you still can't see. There's another slope there where we've got mature blueberries, and we're kind of mimicking the way they grow on the slope there. We thought it'd be a nice place to put them. It stays sunny there. My roses pretty much stayed in place. I'm getting a low battery, so if this cuts off, I'll have to come back on and finish an outro, but we're almost done with this. I do want to get a few more shots. I'm walking down. See, right over here is where those daffodils was that he excavated when he was grading the hill. Let's give you a shot of this. Yeah, so that's where our new greenhouse is going to be once we deal with our water problem. I'll continue. I think he did take out one of my roses, and I was looking for it because if I would have found it, I would have replanted it. I've had him come back in so many conditions where you thought they were dead and not going to come back, but I didn't see it anywhere, so it's probably buried. Which, whatever, if I sacrificed one, it's sad, but it'll be okay. But yeah, those daffodils were planted right in this area. When he kind of was grading this down, he clipped a corner, so we gathered all those and moved them up there. And let me give you one last look. It looks a lot different than what it did last time I toured this field. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and jump off of here. Thank you for watching, and if you think it would be interesting to keep up with me as we turn this raw land into beautiful gardens, please subscribe and like, and I will talk to you next time. Alright, bye. I just wanted to come on here and get a little shot of my shoes. Some of it did fall off when I stepped onto the gravel, but yeah, that's what I was trudging through.